Everyone loves talking about Steven Singer, my good friend Steven Singer. You've heard the expression a million times. I hate Steven Singer because most other jewelers hate him. They can't stand the guy. Why, you ask? Because Steven Singer delivers the best quality, real diamond jewelry at the very best possible price every single day. He makes it so easy to buy real diamond jewelry for someone you love. And he makes it fun. Yeah, I'm not kidding. No phony sales, discounts, or pricing games. Steven wouldn't treat his friends any other way. So why would he treat you differently? Steven Singer. He's a jeweler you can trust. Steven also has the best guarantee in the jewelry business, a full 100-day, 100% money-back guarantee, plus fast, free shipping all year long. Experience the difference. Visit our good friend Steven Singer in his showroom at the other corner of 8th and Walnut in Philly, or more conveniently online at IHateStevenSinger.com. Real, natural, rare, earth-born diamonds from a real jeweler you can trust. Steven Singer Jewelers, one place, one price. That's IHateStevenSinger.com.
It's the Anthony Cumia Show.
Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, this is Common Sense with Bill O'Reilly on 77 WABC.
Yes, and sitting in for Bill O'Reilly, the vacationing Bill O'Reilly for Common Sense. It's me, Anthony Cumia. That's right. Bill O'Reilly is, I saw his social media. He is in China. Bill is a tall guy. He's a very tall gentleman. And I've seen some clips of really tall people in China. It looks insane. I mean, that's a guy that will be gawked at everywhere he goes. But sounds fun. It's a long flight, I would have to assume. I bet Bill does first class. He needs the legroom. That or an exit row. But I'm thinking some big cushy first class seats for Bill. Me, I'm Anthony Cumia. If you didn't know, I was a former shock jock back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And Bill O'Reilly interviewed me and Opie, because I was the Anthony portion of the Opie and Anthony show, and interviewed us. And it was very confrontational, as I recall. It was Bill trying to talk about how shock jocks and that type of thing was detrimental to America. And boy, how things changed. Shock jockery now, it just seems nostalgic and quaint compared to what's really damaging the country these days. So I look back in fondness at how Bill O'Reilly was questioning our morality and scruples and dedication to America. But he was doing what he did. We were doing what we did, you know, horrible, rude things I cannot even speak of on these airwaves. And Bill was doing what he did, calling it out. He was very like finger waving at us. You know what you're doing. Yeah, we do. It was fun though. And Bill's a guy. I've spoken with Bill a couple of times after that, and he's a good guy. So I'm honored to be sitting in on Common Sense this evening, and welcome. A few things I want to get to. I touched on this on my show, which is Sunday nights here at 8 p.m., 8 to 11. And I talked about this a little bit, but I wanted to really get into it a little more because it ties into the whole Jake Tapper book and Biden's mental health and that cover-up, not alleged cover-up, not supposed cover-up. It was absolutely a cover-up, and not just his dementia, but the recent cancer diagnosis, which it seems most professionals, you know, oncologists, real doctors that deal with cancer, not the litany of experts that move their thumb in an up and down motion while their phone is in their hand and then call themselves an expert. I went from financial expert to cancer expert. I was an aviation expert for the Air Force One thing. Domestic violence expert today based on Macron being smacked by his wife on the airplane. Oh, every day it's something else hilariously funny that goes on in this world. But the cackling hens of The View. I don't know anyone that watches this. I assume it's just their audience is exactly like they are, cackling hens, very agenda driven, very emotional. And Whoopi wanted to talk about Joe Biden's mental acuity. Now, she's taking the same angle that most of the reporters are taking and other people in the entertainment business, that they just didn't know. Some evil people in the White House were apparently keeping it from them. Now, I knew in 2019 when Biden was initially going to run for the presidency, and they locked him in the basement and said it was because of COVID, and obviously something was amiss. We all looked and went, Joe's a little off. And it progressively got worse because dementia progresses. It does not get better. It gets worse over time. And no matter what anyone with any sensibilities said, they wouldn't believe it. And they covered it up. They wouldn't just not talk about Joe's dementia, his obvious mental decline. They covered it up. They said, no, you're lying. Are you a doctor? How would you know? Well, I think a lot of Americans have dealt with family members that have had some form of dementia, and it's very recognizable to people who have had to deal with it, mothers, fathers, grandparents, what have you. And what we were seeing in Joe Biden was the exact same thing. The shuffle walk, the look in the face, the vacant eyes, just wandering off. He was doing all of these things, and no one in the media would fess up to it, and they were absolutely trying to smear anybody that brought this up, that he might have something wrong. So then after Jake Tapper's book came out, they had a scramble. They were starting to scramble right after the debate. After the debate, they were like, uh-oh, how do we sell this, that he's fine and he could do another 4 years as president? And they tried. A lot of them tried until, I guess Obama and George Clooney, they came forward, and some of these mainstream media propaganda alleged reporters and journalists, they came forward and said, you didn't look right. Something was amiss. And then it just collapsed for him from there. And now Tapper's book comes out, and they're all scattering and trying to come up with some excuse, some explanation as to why they didn't know what is now blatantly obvious, that Joe Biden has dementia. And it was apparent to a lot of people for many years. So Whoopi, she kind of wraps it up in a way that I think describes how a lot of, especially celebrities who supported Biden, are dealing with this. So let's hear Whoopi talk about, hey, she didn't know, and where were the people that did know?
Trust issue with
there
the
has
voters.
always been a mass trust issue because politicians, media, nobody does what they're supposed to do. Now, I say, for me,
clapping,
listen,
audience.
He's 83, so he's a little stumbly, he's a little rumbly. I can't point to anything that he's done as that he did.
No,
as
he's been running for his next 4 years.
But I'm saying, I want, not you, But I want somebody to tell me, well, when did you know it was bad? If you knew, why did you wait?
Yeah. So
can
I answered that,
Can
though.
I get in
He
for a
said
second?
that it was after he moderated the debate.
Yes, but that's not, I'm sorry, baby. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you're telling me that hundreds of people knew that he was not able to do his job, then where the hell was everybody?
You could pause it at the clapping seals of the View audience, who I don't know. I think if you gave them all an IQ test, you're looking probably at 65, 70 average. Whoopi didn't know. Where was everybody? She says hundreds of people knew. Hundreds, Whoopi? Millions. Hundreds of millions of people knew in this country. But every time they brought it up, you and the lying mainstream media and Hollywood and everyone else from this left-wing cult said, oh, you're terrible. You're lying. This is fake news. And truth be told, yeah, a lot of people knew. And you should have known. And I think a lot of them did know, but they were doing what they're paid to do. What do you think? ABC television over there lets Whoopi Goldberg speak her mind? Letting these hens go out on their airwaves and actually say, hey, Joe doesn't look too good. Something seems a little wrong with his cognitive abilities. They don't allow that. So it's almost even hard to blame stupid Whoopi. But, it's almost the old I was following orders excuse that was very popular in Nuremberg. But yeah, that's the excuse they're all using now. No one told us. And it's very similar to the COVID thing because anybody that said, hey, maybe the vaccine isn't something we should just take blind. Maybe we should know a little more about this. Or maybe there's some alternative medicines. All those people were just persecuted for what they said. And some of them got canceled. If you remember, before Elon Musk took over Twitter, turned it into X, you were thrown off, permanently suspended from Twitter for even bringing up that COVID may be handled with other types of medications like ivermectin and the lot. You were thrown off. Your ability to speak your mind on social media was taken away. And then as time went on, people realized, oh, that was something that was viable. Doctors were talking about alternative medications, and people were saying perhaps reputable doctors were saying perhaps just taking this vaccine isn't a good thing. So it's very similar to that. They do the same thing over and over again. They lie about something, they cover things up, and then they tell everybody that's exposing them that they are wrong. And then as time goes by, they go, oops, like Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper puts out this book about a lot of people knowing that Joe Biden wasn't mentally acute. And that's supposed to vindicate him? We're supposed to go, oh, Jake, he finally said what we all knew. No. I look at the fact that Jake Tapper is making bank off of this book the same way I do with the reason they made the Son of Sam law. You know, you had that Son of Sam law that came out because Son of Sam made a lot of money putting his story out. And they finally made a law that said if you commit crimes, you murder people and whatnot, you can't make money with anything involving that crime, movie deals or books or anything like that. And Jake Tapper's doing exactly that. I think what Jake Tapper did and what the Democrat politicians did and entertainers covering up what they absolutely knew, keeping it from the American people, something as important as the president's health, that's criminal. That is criminal. And if you were working for a news agency, the supposed eyes and ears of the American people, and you lied to them because you were told to do so from politicians, that's a criminal act. And I don't think Jake Tapper, under the Son of Sam law, should be able to make money off of this book. It's an excuse, and it's a way out for all of them. He's covering for his other news cronies. Here's a clip from Jake saying now that all presidents should have to let the American people know what their health is. Well, Jake, that is what was going on. I mean, for years we had to listen over dinner about Ronald Reagan's colon polyps. They removed some polyps from my rectum. Well, and I didn't want to hear it, but it's his health. And the American people should know what's going on with the president's health. But now, of course, Jake wants the president's health out there. It wasn't the fact that they weren't putting out the health of former presidents. They covered up the health of Joe Biden. That's a big difference. And it's criminal if you ask me. So now, of course, with Trump in office and Tapper still one of these liberal propaganda media cronies, he's saying that all presidents should have their health made public. Well, of course. But let's listen to Jake.
But to your point, this book goes beyond Joe Biden. There is a call in this country, in the United States, there is a need for legislation to mandate that American presidents provide all of their health information under threat of perjury, because we can't be lied to about this sort of thing. We can't have a group of unelected aides running the country if there's a 2 a.m. phone call. It needs to be the person that's elected. So this goes beyond Joe Biden. It should be relevant to Donald Trump and whoever comes after Donald Trump. I agree with that 100%.
Oh, do you? 100%. How did you feel a couple of months ago? Huh? Were you agreeing 100% with that when you were covering up the mental health and physical health? I mean, I absolutely believe that that Biden's cancer diagnosis came when he was still in office. There's a clip of him getting on Air Force One in Las Vegas, and there was a rumor of some medical emergency. Something was going on. He was taken to a hospital, but then he wasn't. And we saw him walking up the stairs to Air Force One, and he was always bumbling up those stairs and having to grab the rail. But he looked like he was in physical pain. He couldn't really move his legs very well walking up those stairs. And I've spoken to people that have had prostate biopsies done, and they have to go through your rectum and take an instrument, and through your rectal wall, they snip so they could get to the surface of the prostate, and they take a piece of tissue from the prostate, but they have to break through your colon wall. And from what I've heard people say, it is painful, and you have a problem walking. And look, it's speculation. I'm not a doctor. Not today. Today, I'm an expert in all things climate. That's what I was looking at on my phone. So that's what I'm an expert in. But, is it that off base to speculate that perhaps he had a biopsy at the hospital in Vegas and had some trouble walking up those stairs? I absolutely believe he had that cancer diagnosis a while ago. The fact that he's the president, was the president of the United States, and had access to some of the best medical care out there. You don't just sit around with symptoms and let them go like a lot of people in this country do. If you're the president, they take care of that. They make sure diseases don't get out of hand very quickly. They make sure they remedy that problem. And we hear that it's metastasized, it's in the bones, it's and look, every time they talk about a president's health, they really rein back what they say. So if they say it metastasized and it's in the bones, but don't worry, it's a form that's treated with this very effectively, they're lying. I mean, we've heard that before. When Ronald Reagan was shot, we heard he was joking with the doctors. Remember that one? And then we find out years later, we watch a documentary and realize he was dying on the operating table. And it was a virtual miracle that Ronald Reagan didn't die after that assassination attempt, but that's what we hear. So to believe that this advanced aggressive cancer that Joe Biden has isn't a lot more serious than they're making it out to be, and that he's had it for much longer than they're letting on, is again a lie. Why? And why would we give these people the benefit of the doubt at this point? All we've seen over the course of years are lies coming out of this camp. And, you know, I hate to say it, but yes, the Republicans too. I've seen that. But these Democrats, especially now, they have a personal vendetta against Trump. They need to do everything they can. We've seen them use the judicial system to try to take down Trump. So you don't think they do everything in their power to drag Joe Biden over that finish line to win another term so that they can say, oh, he's got cancer, he's going to have to resign, and then we'd have Kamala Harris as president. If you don't think that was their plan, you're profoundly stupid, or you're part of this cult. I don't know, maybe both. We will be right back in a matter of moments. It's Anthony Cumia sitting in for the great Bill O'Reilly. This is Common Sense.
It's the Anthony Cumia Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Everyone loves talking about Steven Singer, my good friend Steven Singer. You've heard the expression a million times. I hate Steven Singer because most other jewelers hate him. They can't stand the guy. Why, you ask? Because Steven Singer delivers the best quality, real diamond jewelry at the very best possible price every single day. He makes it so easy to buy real diamond jewelry for someone you love. And he makes it fun. Yeah, I'm not kidding. No phony sales, discounts, or pricing games. Steven wouldn't treat his friends any other way. So why would he treat you differently? Steven Singer. He's a jeweler you can trust. Steven also has the best guarantee in the jewelry business, a full 100-day, 100% money-back guarantee, plus fast, free shipping all year long. Experience the difference. Visit our good friend Steven Singer in his showroom at the other corner of 8th and Walnut in Philly, or more conveniently online at IHateStevenSinger.com. Real, natural, rare earth-born diamonds from a real jeweler you can trust. Steven Singer Jewelers, one place, one price. That's IHateStevenSinger.com.
This is Common Sense with Bill O'Reilly on Talk Radio 77 WABC.
Yes, and sitting in for Bill O'Reilly is me, Anthony Cumia. Welcome. Some frightening things, and then this kind of ties into a lot of technology that is being used to spy on us. I mean, obviously, everything now is connected to the internet. Everything is presented to us as a convenience. We latch onto this technology and these little items, and we can't do without them. And we buy them and we carry them with us. The phone is just the paramount example of what has happened to us over the course of the years. You drive away from your house. There were few things many years ago that once you left your house and you were on the road to work or wherever you were going, that would make you turn around. Did you leave the door open? You know, you don't want your cat getting out, the stove on, the classics. But you will turn around so fast if you forget your phone. It's everything. It's everything to you. And the frightening prospect is it's a tracker. It tracks what you do, where you are. It listens to you. We all know this. And you put all of your most treasured passwords for your money and your medical history. Everything's on this. And you need it with you 24 hours a day. There was a lot of science fiction movies back in the olden days when I was a youngster. And there was kind of this impression that people had of what the future might look like in a dystopian world where the government, like 1984, the government knew every move you made and what you did. And it was always these cameras, or maybe a floating orb with a camera in it. And it would look at you and go, "Citizen, where have you been?" And it was a frightening prospect. What happened is even more frightening. We carry the orb around with us. We carry the camera. Other people that also have their cameras rat you out. They're the ones. It's not the government that needs cameras out there. We all do it to each other. We record each other doing everything. I mean, if it's politically incorrect, if you're saying things that are deemed offensive, people turn their phones on, then you're doxxed, and your life is really interrupted. Let's say you could lose your job, your family, what have you. But always remember, it's presented to you as a convenience, something fun. A lot of times, there was insurance companies started offering a sensor that you could plug into your car, and it was called a safe driver discount. And you pop this thing in, and it was like a black box in a plane, but for your car. And it would monitor your speed and how hard you step on the brakes and all of the things you're doing to operate your vehicle. And if you do it safely, well, you get a discount. Safe driver discount. Well, the truth of the matter was they were using it to cancel the policies and raise the rates on people that weren't driving safely. So again, presented to you as this great money-saving convenience, what it's in actuality doing is monitoring you and catching you being bad and making sure you pay money. Easy Pass was kind of the first convenient electronic that they put in the car that monitored where you were. And of course, we didn't want to sit at toll booths and throw the coins in the basket and talk to some poor guy that's sniffing exhaust all day, get your change. So yeah, we all got Easy Pass. Convenient, it's fast. I'm zipping through the tolls now. Well, then your divorce case comes up, and there's a total readout of where you've been, what toll booths you went through. Oh, this seems to be on the way to that woman's house that we were suspecting you were seeing while you were married. So all these things are conveniences. And now, I mean, your refrigerator is connected to the internet to tell you what foods you might be short on and need to go to the store and buy, or it'll just order it automatically from Amazon. Your refrigerator will contact Amazon, and then you'll have a package at your front door with the food that your fridge deemed necessary, your refrigerator. Now, again, this sounds convenient and handy. How about you go to the doctor and you have insurance, and now the insurance company, your refrigerator, ratted you out and told your insurance company that you weren't eating very healthy. Does this sound crazy? Or does it sound like something absolutely viable in this day and age? Your refrigerator, your oven is calling your doctor to tell your doctor that you're not living healthy. Well, that's all frightening as a prospect. But here's something that's happening already. 23andMe. Remember that? It was a genetics company, and it was a fun thing. People gave it as gifts. They gave gifts of 23andMe to their relatives. Well, this company went belly up, bankrupt. And you might not have known in the terms of service when you gave them your genetic makeup that they could use it for whatever they wanted. Now, they go bankrupt and they decide they want to make some money, pay off some debtors, whatever it is. And they sold, 23andMe sold their information about your genetics to various companies drug companies, pharmaceutical companies, and your DNA is being used. Now, you might think, well, I don't mind that because maybe the pharmaceutical companies are using my genetics to get a better drug so that more people can be saved from horrible diseases that maybe I was destined to get because of my genealogy. Do you really think that's what's going on? Have you listened to anything I'm saying? Do you think any good comes of this stuff? Because truth be told, they'll use it for that, but they'll also use it for some very nefarious reasons. How about the old insurance companies again? You want to get life insurance. You want to get health insurance. You put your genetic model out there. It was sold to, again, insurance companies. Your genetics says that you're predisposed for cancer or heart disease or diabetes. Yeah, but I don't have it. Doesn't matter. As we see here in this genetic makeup of you that you voluntarily gave to a company, that you gave your sister as a gift, well, you're not going to be able, we got to pass on giving you health insurance because of that. So again, we really, really have to start looking a little deeper into these technologies before we just jump on it because it's convenient or fun and stuff like that. Because truth be told, there are people out there that aren't looking out for the best interest of the citizens of this country or the world. They're out for money, power, and leverage. And I couldn't imagine just voluntarily giving up your genetic code to these companies. But that's what happens. And things, like the phone that we can't live without. Think of an elk. You ever see an elk walking around with a big tag on its ear? That's you. Your phone's not hanging from your ear per se, but you have to have it with you. And like that big dumb elk with the big tag with a radio in it, it's sending a signal out. And that signal is letting people know you don't even know who they are, where you are. There's some people out there that are pretty silly these days. I'm not going to put my credit card information in that. Are you kidding? You don't think your credit card information is everywhere? Pandora's out of the box. I mean, I think for the most part, I'm talking about stuff that we just can't defend against anymore. But I don't know. Maybe being aware of it is a little better than just being so blind to it and what these people are doing. We'll take another quick break, and we'll be right back. It's Common Sense. That's what it is. Common Sense. Anthony Cumia sitting in for the great Bill O'Reilly. We'll be right back.
It's the Anthony Cumia Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Everyone loves talking about Steven Singer, my good friend Steven Singer. You've heard the expression a million times. I hate Steven Singer because most other jewelers hate him. They can't stand the guy. Why, you ask? Because Steven Singer delivers the best quality, real diamond jewelry at the very best possible price every single day. He makes it so easy to buy real diamond jewelry for someone you love. And he makes it fun. Yeah, I'm not kidding. No phony sales, discounts, or pricing games. Steven wouldn't treat his friends any other way. So why would he treat you differently? Steven Singer. He's a jeweler you can trust. Steven also has the best guarantee in the jewelry business, a full 100-day, 100% money-back guarantee, plus fast, free shipping all year long. Experience the difference. Visit our good friend Steven Singer in his showroom at the other corner of 8th and Walnut in Philly, or more conveniently online at IHateStevenSinger.com. Real, natural, rare earth-born diamonds from a real jeweler you can trust. Steven Singer Jewelers, one place, one price. That's IHateStevenSinger.com.
This is Common Sense with Bill O'Reilly on Talk Radio 77 WABC.
And filling in for Bill on Common Sense, Anthony Cumia. That's right. I'm here. Memorial Day weekend. I hope everybody had a great time. I know it's a somber holiday, remembrance of amazing people that did amazing things. The ultimate sacrifice for things that far too often we take for granted in this country. But it's also a time to get together with friends and family, barbecues, and enjoying the start of summer. And I think both of those things can be done. The reverence and remembering of some great veterans that gave it all, while you appreciate what they were fighting for. The freedom to associate with friends and family and discuss things and have a good time. So I hope your Memorial Day weekend was great. I hope you took Hillary Clinton's advice. Huh? What, Anthony? Yes, Hillary Clinton put out a Memorial Day holiday weekend tweet. And could you? This just shows she has a complete lack of ability to know what people do to enjoy themselves. I don't think this woman has ever had a second of fun in her life. I don't think she's ever been around people when she wasn't trying to sway them to some horrible political end. So here's her tweet. I'm giving you a mission for this Memorial Day holiday weekend. Yes, a mission. I was wondering who she wanted me to kill. That would seem to be one of the typical Hillary missions, but no. I want you to talk to two people, friends, neighbors, cookout attendees, just calling people at a barbecue cookout attendees. It speaks volumes as to what a load of garbage this woman is. Cookout attendees. Hey, look, it's my favorite cookout attendee. What's on the barbecue cookout attendee? She wants you to talk to these people about why Trump proposed a budget that would be a disaster for American kids. We owe the next generation every chance, and this isn't it. And then she's got a little list of all the things that they say Trump is doing, cutting Medicaid and all the lies that they say about what Trump is doing. So that just made me laugh. Like, once again, Hillary, just like her ilk, just like they don't seem human. When you see Nancy Pelosi, I saw her a photo op at grave sites for American veterans, and you just look and go, this is phony. It's all nonsense. This woman doesn't have a sincere bone in her body. They're brittle. She got brittle osteoporosis bones, but none of the granules, the graham cracker crumbs that are Nancy Pelosi's bones, are sincere in any way, shape, or form. So Hillary, same thing. And that tweet just made me laugh because it's, it doesn't take much to read it and realize she has no clue what actual, real Americans do in this country. Yet her and her ilk would like you to believe that they're best suited to tell you how you should live your life. Another one, of course, Bernie Sanders. You see all these people making a run. Bernie, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, mental patients. All the lunatics have been let out of the Democrat insane asylum to run rampant over the country, anywhere they could find a podium or microphone to get their name out there, get their platform out there, because they all think that they will somehow be anointed to be the Democrat nominee for the 2028 presidency. Anyone in their right mind can see through this. The Democrats know they're in trouble. They don't have any platform that isn't the exact same nonsense that lost them the election in 2024. And they know this. So what do you think they're going to do? Have these mental patients like AOC and Bernie and Liz Warren? You think they're going to run them? No, they're going to allow them to run around the country squawking their nonsense at full volume. And it's all the same garbage, like I said, that lost them the election. And then maybe a year and a half from now, you will see emerge probably a name you don't know or barely know. It's going to be a guy. It's going to be a white man. And this will be the Democrat nominee for president. This will be the one that is anointed. And his platform is going to seem so moderate compared to these nuts that are running around. They're allowing all of these politicians, these Democrat, liberal, left-wing extremist politicians run around crowing about the same nonsense that lost them the election so that their real nominee, whoever it is, seems sane when you look at the lunatics. So that's kind of my take on what they'll do for 2028, because believe me, this ain't working. The ones that are still screaming that they want drag queen story hour for kids and wide open borders and let's bring convicted sex offender illegals back to our country. This ain't working. So that's what I think they'll do. It would be a very smart strategy because it's like forced perspective. You have a bunch of lunatics, you get a sane guy comes up, he could still have a very left-wing agenda. But if it isn't insane, people are going to buy into it and go, wow, this guy seems reasonable. So look out for that. Don't fall for it. Bernie Sanders, one of the lunatics running around the country, he just likes free stuff. Everybody should get anything that is free. And he's talking about college being free. I don't know how they get the word free. How any government official, any elected government official uses the word free, they should automatically be tossed out because it's not free. Those are taxpayer dollars. And this free college thing, the Democrats have this impression that everyone is worthy of going to college, first of all, which is that just ain't the truth. That is not what we see out there. There are very few people that are worthy of the college experience and will benefit from it and come out the other end of college with a useful degree that will contribute to themselves and the community. But here's Bernie talking about Free College Act. He wants everyone to go to college. Listen to this nonsense.
Young people want to get the best education they can so that they can be productive and contributing members of our society all over this country. I've had the opportunity to talk to young people who did well in high school. It's one of the saddest stories you're ever going to hear. Kids did well in high school. They want to get a college education, but they simply can't afford it. They look at the price tag. They say, no way am I going to go $50,000, $100,000 in debt. How many wonderful young scientists and teachers do we lose? Because they can't afford to go to college or don't want to leave school deeply in debt. And you talk about this committee deals with health care. Everybody on this committee knows you are a working class person. You want to go to medical school. You know what you leave medical school with? $500,000 in debt. Anybody think that is vaguely sane at a time when we have a massive shortage of doctors? So what's the answer?
Yeah.
In my view, the answer is to do what many other countries around the world are doing.
Oh, what do they do?
And saying that in the richest country in the history of the world, all of our people, rich, poor, whoever, who want to get a higher education should be able to do that regardless of their income. And that is why, Mr. Chairman, I have introduced legislation called the College for All Act that will do just that.
Very good. Very good. Hey, do you ever notice that doctors in this country, the ones that have $500,000 in debt when they get out of medical school, not like other doctors in other countries that Bernie is crowing about, that they are able to go to medical school and don't come out in debt. You ever notice where every world leader goes when they have heart troubles or cancer, what country they come to? Yes, the United States of America, because the doctors are amazing here. because they didn't get a free college education, which I would have to think is a half-assed college education. I can't imagine that if everyone has the ability to go to college, that everyone is going to get this amazing education where they could then go on to further their schooling and go to medical school or law school, whatever it may be. It's just the way it is. And a great man, Mike Rowe, you might remember him from Dirty Jobs. Mike Rowe was always talking about the trades, young people getting out of high school and going into the trades, carpentry, being an electrician, a steam fitter, plumber. There are so many unbelievably well-paying jobs in the trades, and some people just aren't cut out for college. And that isn't a slam on anybody. Sometimes the format of college just isn't something you want to do. I didn't like high school, so I said enough. I'm leaving. I'll pursue my own education. And some people are like that with college. It would be a waste to send them to college, but they're good with their hands. They're creative. They can listen. They could be innovative. And like Mike Rowe said, this country needs young Americans to go into the trades. And that's been looked at. It's been looked down upon. They want young people to go to colleges, and we could get into the whole other thing of that because they are liberal indoctrination centers. We don't want to miss any of these young kids. If they go to a job site and you start sitting down and learning, get an apprenticeship as a carpenter, and you're learning the trade from older guys, maybe their agenda isn't the same one they'd hear from a professor in college. So they might actually have a pretty good assessment of what's going on in this country without communists telling them how they should live their lives. So I think that's a big part of why they want every kid to go to college, because they want to run them through these indoctrination centers. And another big problem is, and this goes hand in hand with more of the Democrat nonsense, the illegals. Oh, really? No American kid is going to do the job that illegals do. They will, and they should. But you're trying to herd them into colleges to warp their minds instead of saying, yeah, you know what? You might not make a fortune the first couple of years of doing this, but it's going to pay off the more you learn. And then who else wins? Well, I've been watching a lot of videos, exciting videos on new home inspections. Ooh, ooh, chills up my spine. But you do get something out of it. You realize the shoddy workmanship, if you could even call it that, going on. $1 million homes, $2 million, $5 million homes. And these inspectors go in and it is garbage. The roofs have holes in them. The walls are warped. The tile floors are cracked. Every single thing an inspector looks for, there is something wrong with these houses. And it's because these contractors are hiring these illegals because there's this rumor that American kids won't do it. They will. Just stop telling them they all need to go to college. We'll be right back in seconds with more of Common Sense. Anthony Cumia hosting for Bill O'Reilly.
It's the Anthony Cumia Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Everyone loves talking about Steven Singer, my good friend Steven Singer. You've heard the expression a million times. I hate Steven Singer because most other jewelers hate him. They can't stand the guy. Why, you ask? Because Steven Singer delivers the best quality, real diamond jewelry at the very best possible price every single day. He makes it so easy to buy real diamond jewelry for someone you love. And he makes it fun. Yeah, I'm not kidding. No phony sales, discounts, or pricing games. Steven wouldn't treat his friends any other way. So why would he treat you differently? Steven Singer. He's a jeweler you can trust. Steven also has the best guarantee in the jewelry business, a full 100-day, 100% money-back guarantee, plus fast, free shipping all year long. Experience the difference. Visit our good friend Steven Singer in his showroom at the other corner of 8th and Walnut in Philly, or more conveniently online at IHateStevenSinger.com. Real, natural, rare, earth-born diamonds from a real jeweler you can trust. Steven Singer Jewelers, one place, one price. That's IHateStevenSinger.com.
This is Common Sense with Bill O'Reilly on Talk Radio 77 WABC.
Anthony Cumia in for the vacationing Bill O'Reilly over there in China. I'm gonna follow him on Twitter and see some of the pictures of this giant man standing next to some little Chinese people. It's gonna be a hoot. I want to thank, of course, Curtis Sliwa. We sat in this morning for the great Bernie. Bernie. Oh my God, Sid. What am I? I don't want to sit in for Bernie quite yet. For Sid Rosenberg and friends this morning. And Curtis is awesome, man. He's such a fun guy. And, he's definitely got an uphill battle for the mayoral run. But, because these idiots in New York decide they want to vote for people like Cuomo. Real problems. Meanwhile, Curtis is out there. I follow him on social media. He is out there every day with the people of New York. He's not looking for some podium with the media around it. He's talking to the people about what the issues are in New York City. And it's just a shame that there's so many morons in this fair city that will continue to pull that voting booth lever, if it was the 50s. I know it's not a lever anymore. And vote for the same people over and over again that just make the same mistakes. I can't believe New York State had the opportunity to get Lee Zeldin in as governor, and you just put Hochul, the cleanup woman for Cuomo, and you put her in there, and you're paying for it. Chuck Schumer's holding the office like a pope. The guy won't leave. And it's the same nonsense over and over. And then new blood you get in there? AOC. New York really needs a checkup. I think New York needs a cognitive test like they're supposed to give the president. The entire state, I think, has some form of dementia. But, Curtis, give him a listen. Follow him on social media. He's a good guy. And again, Memorial Day, if you're a family member of a fallen soldier, we think about you. We think about you not just on this day, because it is just an amazing thing. Most Americans, probably every American that hasn't been in that situation of combat, can't fathom what must go through these young people's minds when they're under fire, and then making that ultimate sacrifice. It's something I don't think we think about enough when we're enjoying the liberties that we do enjoy on these holiday weekends like Memorial Day weekend and 4th of July and whatnot, because not everybody has this great country and this great way of life that we have. I bitch about it a lot. I know, because there are problems, genuine problems. This country could be better. But when you're hanging out with your cookout attendees, as Hillary so eloquently put it, we got to remember. We got to remember that there were people that paid with their blood, their lives, for our ability to enjoy ourselves. So every so often, when you're on social media ragging and ranting about the nonsense that's going on and the politicians that are screwing us over, take a breath, smell the flowers, and enjoy what those amazing people gave their lives for. I will be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. I'll be here all week, as they say, sitting in for Bill O'Reilly here on Common Sense. I appreciate the opportunity. The people here have been awesome. and I will continue attempting to entertain you. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then. Have a great night.
Thanks for listening to The Anthony Cumia Show. You can hear The Anthony Cumia Show Sunday nights at 8. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?